Oh, and Jill says, looking awesome, Mama. It's great to see you.
Thank you, Miss
Kayleen
Jill.
says, it's like I'm right there with you.
You are.
Kayleen also says, I'm loving the glasses, Mama.
Thank you.
Love it. I know. Isn't she so beautiful? Am I the most beautiful mother in the world? Yes. Oh, so you might have heard a voice in the background. We've got a live audience today.
Yes, we do. All the way live. That's the only way we do it is all the way.
We've got live in front of the camera and behind the camera.
Yes.
It's gonna be a party, so let's get started.
Woo-hoo.
Okay.
Okay.
So now that we're going, hello and welcome to my kitchen.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing this space and being here with my Mamacita. We've got the Reverend Dr. Sheila Baker Johnson in the house. Round of applause. And she is here to walk us through her very magical zucchini bread. It is gluten-free and it is delicious. And I'm telling you, when she makes it, it rarely lasts a day in our house because it's just that good. And so when Mom said that she'd be willing to share it with my friends, I said, okay, thank you very much. You know, the culinary nutritionist and me is going to be talking about all the health benefits of zucchini. And then we'll let Mamacita talk about all the rest. So do you want to say anything before we get going?
No, I'm just excited and delighted and honored to be with a culinary nutritionist. I have never been with one, especially in the family. This is great. So thank you, Michelle.
Yay. My pleasure. Thank you so much for being here in the kitchen and teaching. Like, I'm excited to learn. Like, believe it or not, I've never watched Mom make this. She always just surprises us and brings it to the house. And like I said, we gobble it up very quickly, but I've never seen her make this. So I will be learning just as much as you are. So sit back, get comfortable. I know a couple of you are baking with us, so don't get comfortable. Follow the instructions and listen to Mamacita. But I think most of you are here, hopefully relaxing. Get a nice, glass of sparkling water going, maybe some hot tea, and let's dig in. So where should we begin, Mamacita?
We are going to start with the basics. We really just need 2 bowls. But thank you, Michelle, for measuring everything out ahead of time. So I always like to start with the dry ingredients. So we will take our gluten-free flour, and we've got 3 cups. So we're just going to dump it in here. It's already measured.
All right, so 3 cups, and you said gluten-free. So I know which brand I use. What brand do you typically use?
I use the same one. I've got Red Mill.
Oh, well, there you go. So Bob's Red Mill, in case I've heard sometimes people are saying, well, I don't know how to find good gluten-free flour. Well, guess what? No more excuses, people, because this stuff, I actually think it tastes better than the normal flour, but this is not going to have the inflammatory ingredients in it. So this is the brand I love, Bob's Red Mill. There's others in the market, but I think Steve found that bag at Costco. They also sell them, at King Soopers, at Sprouts. So very easy to access some good quality gluten-free baking flour.
Yes.
So just thought I'd put a little plug in there. Not getting any, kickbacks or anything. It's just a flour that I happen to love because Mom has been with me through this journey over the past 15 years, and we've been experimenting with different flours, and we've had some horrible fails and now not so much, so you don't have to make those mistakes that we made in the past.
That's right.
We found some good products,
and we love sharing when we find good stuff, so that's what we're going to do.
Absolutely.
Right. So we're going to move on.
All right,
our flour,
Moving on.
I am following my own recipe. So the next item on here of dry ingredients would be the cinnamon. So I will take a tablespoon of cinnamon.
You probably have your lid off at home. You can probably eyeball it better.
I
still have
do.
the little training wheels on my cinnamon.
And something in my family that goes back to my grandmother is we never really exactly use what it calls for. So I'm using it because they're hero. But if I were at home, I would have a tablespoon, a regular tablespoon. It probably wouldn't be flat and probably put more cinnamon than what it called for. But it works either way. It doesn't matter. So we have, next is our baking soda. 1 teaspoon of baking soda. And make sure this is it.
All right, so this one is the soda. Sorry, I was just checking to see if there were any questions before we moved on. So Mamacita's measuring the baking soda right now. Let's see, one question. Jill's asking, do you deliver? And the answer is, not yet, Jill.
Well, for Jill, if you'll be ready with some good jokes, I'll come over at the end of the week. So,
there you go. We have witnesses. Mamacita will bring it to Jill. And let's see, Mrs. Rhonda Knight is saying, me too, wants some delivery. How much flour? So it looks like we did
3 cups.
3 cups of flour.
And you get a delivery as well.
And then Kayleen says, that's how I do it too. LOL, just eyeball the cinnamon, right? And Kayleen, y'all, I can say y'all because she's in Texas now. Kayleen knows how to throw down in the kitchen, whether it's baking or cooking. And I definitely miss your cooking lady. So hopefully whether we're there or you come here this summer, hopefully we'll get some of that yummy Kayleen goodness.
Yes.
All right. So, and Rhonda says, thank you. And one step before we move on, I know when I'm not standing next to Mom, this probably takes her maybe 5-10 minutes to put together, but this might be an hour-long show. We'll see how it goes. But what I wanted to comment on, since I did promise you all a special gift for showing up live, and I'll say it again at the end, but just so you know, we've got all of the ingredients and step-by-step instructions from Mamacita on the website. So if you go to michellefox.com/mom, M-O-M, you have a special access and special gift to print it and use it for as many times as you want. And we really hope you get to enjoy it the way we're about to enjoy it. But that link is only going to be up through Saturday. So that is your special gift for being here today. After Saturday, I don't know that you're going to see that recipe anytime soon. So just heads up. All right, so here we go. So we've done the flour, we've done the cinnamon, we've done the baking soda. What are we doing next?
Next is the baking powder. 1/4 teaspoon.
All right.
And I just want to make a little mental note on your recipes when you have baking soda and baking powder. Be careful. That's why they are separated on most recipes, but mine were together because I'm here with Michelle and I've done this before. But be really careful because that can make a difference in how it rises and how it doesn't rise. So just be real careful with that.
And when you say separated, what do you mean? Like you're saying put them in different times?
In different order. Good question, Michelle.
Okay.
Different order on the recipe because on this recipe it shows the baking soda and it's followed immediately by the baking powder. That probably should be different. We probably should have put another dry ingredient in between that. So that's what,
That's great to know. Okay. And then that's my fault because Mom did give me the recipe that way and I usually put them together. So look at me learning live. So thank you. That's awesome to know. I will not make that mistake again.
I'm just trying to save her. You didn't have to tell on yourself. Okay.
Hey, we're family.
Okay.
I'm happy to share.
All right. So we've done our baking soda, powder, and then sea salt. And I will just defer to Michelle for a moment. She can talk about the sea salt as I added.
Yeah, so fun fact, I'm sure if you've been around watching any of my shows, you know that the sea salt has actually, this will be a nice question for our family out there. What does sea salt have the same pH level as? I'll give you a hint. It's something inside of our body. And while you're taking your time to type it out, just a friendly reminder, we definitely want to be using the sea salt in our kitchens. We want that table salt gone because it's loaded with chemicals. And I just think sea salt even tastes better. But I'm gonna read now to see. Oh, and your friend Lee says she can't comment, but you're doing great. So great to see you, Lee. Thank you so much for being here, one of Mom's girlfriends.
Thank you.
And I'm still waiting to see. I think a few of you know. What does sea salt have the same pH level as something in our body? We've got our audience in the background saying, I know. All right, go ahead, spit it out, people.
Our blood.
Oh, good job, Dr. Dre, who's in the house. So yes, sea salt has the same pH level as our blood. The chemical-laden stuff that's often on our tables does not have the same pH level. In fact, it often increases our blood pressure. So, oh, and Kayleen James got it right. Your blood, very good, nicely done. All right, so we've got the sea salt in. What's
Okay.
next?
That was the end of our dry ingredients except for the sugar, but that goes in with our other things. So, again, my grandmother, she would have discouraged using a sifter like this or some of the other ones you've seen, the kind where I have one at home that you use mobile back and forth. But my grandma would just simply take a fork and just go through it
Uh-huh.
quickly and thoroughly.
It's like the old-fashioned whisking, basically. Just
Yes.
Getting it in there. Getting it in there.
The same difference. So don't go out and buy a sifter if you don't have one. Just get it in there.
I like it. We're getting it in there.
Getting it
I'll
in
get it
there.
in there this way. Since I get to keep my hands dry and easy, I can use them for dancing tonight.
All right. That is good. Then we will set the bowl aside.
All right.
Okay. Ready?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, now we're going to go to our wet ingredients. If you have one of these measuring cups, it's wonderful. It saves you time because I'm going to put the avocado oil in first. And the recipe calls for how much oil?
We've got 1 cup.
One
oil.
cup. All right. And so Michelle's going to talk about the benefits of avocado oil.
I would be happy to, especially because when I was reading through Mom's recipe last night and putting it together on the website, I realized she put oil, so I probably should have put an asterisk saying, this is what Michelle would do, because I don't know. I'm a little afraid to ask Mom what oil she was preferring to. So I'll just say avocado oil is amazing because it feeds our brains, and you can cook it at high temperatures, low temperatures, it's all the same.
Mm-hmm.
And then thirdly, it's awesome for baking because it has very little flavor to it. So like if you were to use an olive oil, which is another very healthy fat, it's fine, but it's gonna be more on the savory side. And tonight, this is our treat. We're making it a little sweet, so that's why I chose to put avocado oil on the recipe. And again, you can find that at michellefox.com/mom.
Okay. Now, and I do this in a particular order, so we put the oil in first because we've measured it. Then we just have a good time with everything else. Go ahead and put your 3 eggs in the same container.
Oh, this is new for me too. I
And-
think Mom has way more confidence and experience than I do, because I often have to do my eggs on the side because I definitely get the shells in. So if you're this good too, go for it. If you need a little side bowl, go for that too.
Actually-
That's probably what I would be doing. But we've got the professional baker. Not only is she a professional baker, hint, hint, she's got baker in her blood.
Yes, my maiden name is Baker. My father was a baker in the U.S. Army. And I just have to say, to make you all aware, it was a segregated army. And they were stationed in Italy. And I think we won the war because of my father.
No, well, there you go.
I
Thank
do.
you, Papa. We
Yes.
are grateful.
Yes, Papa. So,
All right. Yes.
so now we've got our eggs and our oil. And then another ingredient would be our vanilla. And it calls for 1 teaspoon. Again, this is where I just kind of go cuckoo. When it's close to a
We like
teaspoon,
cuckoo.
but a bit more. Just vanilla extract brings out the flavor in every baking good that you have. There we go.
I do love me some vanilla extract. I think this was another Costco purchase.
Okay.
That might be a quiz question in a future workshop is, what is Steve's favorite store? Because everybody in our family is very clear
We know.
that it's always Costco.
Costco.
If it can be found in bulk, even not in bulk, if it can be found, it probably can be found at Costco by Steve. Little plug there. All right, yes.
Okay. The other thing too, that before I
Ma'am.
forget, on the vanilla extract, make sure it says pure vanilla extract. Extract is the main thing. You can find this in a lot of stores that do not say pure vanilla extract, and it's scary to know what you're putting in your cooking if you don't get that. So it's a lot more expensive, I know that, but if it's something you don't use every day, all day, but it's worth it. It's worth it for your body. So please make sure it says that. Okay?
Pure.
Yes.
And I think Steve was trying to say something. Yes,
We
sir?
have two questions out there.
Ah.
Ms. Rhonda Knight had one asking, does Himalayan sea salt provide the same helpful benefits as regular sea salt?
It does. Thanks for asking. And that's actually what this is. And I'm so glad that you asked because a girlfriend of mine, after sending last week's newsletter about the different sea salts and salts, because Himalayan pink salt actually comes from the mountains, not the sea, but it does have the same pH level and it is amazing for our bodies. But she pointed out that there are, I guess, issues perhaps in that region of the world with child labor and some other horrible things. And so I haven't been able to do my research on that yet. So until I research and discover more, I'm kind of going to back off from talking about the Himalayan pink salt and just focus on the sea salt, which I know the sea is abundant with salts. And I'm hoping those are great employment practices that we're getting at. But I'm actually glad I'm saying that out loud because now we have witnesses and you have my word. I will do my research and I'll get back to you about all of that. All right.
Okay. So our next ingredient then would be, this is optional, but Michelle went out and found a organic sour cream, lactose free. Her mother almost killed her one time. She made it without this. I just got regular sour cream. That's why on the recipe it will say optional. But if you get this kind, I think Michelle will live through it, and anyone else who happens to be allergic to it. So tonight we're going to use a tablespoon. Again, I'm not really measuring.
And side note, since we have my daughter in the audience, this is a sour cream she will eat. It's I know she doesn't like me sharing her business, so I won't share too much more, except for the fact that it tastes just as good as the real thing. And it is lactose free. May I interject one more thing? Okay, so for those of you who want to completely stay away from dairy, for instance, should I make this recipe moving forward when I'm by myself in this kitchen, there's a good chance I probably won't buy this again. What I'll do is I'll grab a 1/4 cup almond milk and put 2 tablespoons apple cider vinegar in it. I'll let that sit for a minimum of 5 minutes and that'll curdle a little bit, and then that will be like my quote-unquote dairy. And it still does the same, has the same results as the sour cream. So I think you said you use this because it helps it to rise a little bit more and keeps it more moist, right?
Yes, the sour cream, what the basic thing is on any of your recipes, whether it's gluten-free, regular, and we really don't want to talk about regular because gluten-free is the best. But
It's the
sour
only way.
cream grabs the sugar in the bread or the rolls or the whatever you're making, and it pushes it up to the top. So when it's done, you have this nice little gloss over, and you've got your sugary taste up at the top of your bread. So that's really what the sour cream is good for, the best thing for it. So
Love it. Oh wait, and I think there's another question, but before we get to that, I realized we didn't tell you to preheat your oven. So if you are baking with us, preheat your oven to, let's see, 325 degrees. Ours is heating up. That's what reminded me. So
okay.
we got that. And then, babe, did you say there was a second question?
No, there were 2 comments. One, Kayleen mentioned something about you never can have too much vanilla.
You're right. You're right, Kaylee. Cannot.
And that's a nice aphrodisiac as well, which I know you are very aware of.
Yes, I am. Now just send the guy and I'm good.
Well,
sorry.
I'm gonna leave you on your own for that.
Sorry.
Okay, great.
Okay.
And then let's see. Oh, and Melissa's here. Hello, lady. She says, love using sour cream in baking. Well, there you have it.
Very
so
nice.
This is clearly a common, well, I shouldn't say common, but a helpful baking ingredient.
Yes. Good. Okay. So we're almost down to the good part. So we've got all
Liquids.
of our liquid ingredients right here.
All right.
And the only thing that's not liquid is our sugar, but the sugar mixes better when you put it in with your wet ingredients. So I'm just going to dump it all in here.
She's dumping. She's dumping.
Ta-da. And then I'm going to also put in the sugar. Oops. The sugar.
So this is another thing I would have put an asterisk by, because on Mom's recipe that she sent to me, it did say sugar. And the culinary nutritionist in me, I was dying a little inside, so I did just make an executive decision and I put coconut sugar on there because it doesn't have as high of a rating on the glycemic index. So I wouldn't say coconut sugar is great, but it's definitely quite a few steps better than the white sugar, which is typically made out of chemicals. Coconut sugar made out of whole foods, which we always want to focus on, the whole foods, plant-based, made out of coconuts. And the great thing is in baking and in cooking and anything else, it translates 1 to 1. So you can use, in the recipe it calls for 2 cups sugar, so 2 cups coconut sugar, and it's going to taste amazing. I have a feeling it's actually going to taste a little bit more amazing, but you know, just my little 2 cents.
All right.
And she's moving on.
And it's okay.
Did we mention we're mother-daughter?
Yeah. So I had a little bit of trouble with the sugar. I was ready to pour it and kind of stuck together. So here we go. Here we go. That's a good thing.
Here we go. This is our first time in the kitchen together since the pandemic.
In a long
This is
time.
awesome.
Oh my
This
goodness.
is awesome. And Mom, before we move on, it sounds like there's one more thing.
Rhonda asked how much vanilla was used.
A tablespoon.
Tablespoon.
And plus a little bit more. My method, I just pour till I know I have at least 1 tablespoon, and you can go over.
There you go. And also, just another friendly reminder, if you're on your laptop, hopefully you can open up a second screen. Keep us on the main screen, but open up the second screen. Go to michellefox.com/mom, and we have all of the ingredients and all of the steps there. And again, it's only going to be up until Saturday. So grab it, print it, save it, so that you can come back to this recipe over and over. And now it looks like Steve has one more
And I was
comment.
going to say, Patrice Baker Long has a comment and a question. The lady in orange is just the cutest.
Yes, she is.
That would be me. Okay.
And she also,
Hello, cousin. So great to see you, hear your name.
and she also asked, what about raw cane sugar?
Raw cane. So thank you so much for asking.
Yes.
Because, let's see if I can keep on the narrow path and I'm not here for 2 hours preaching about this. But the simple answer, no. You don't want any cane sugar in your house, in your bodies. The more detailed, I'll just do slightly detailed so we can move on, because I know we all want to bake and we want to have fun. I will just say there's this thing called health washing. And health washing is what large corporations with very large marketing budgets do to make us think that what we're eating is healthy. So in our episode, I think, was it 2 weeks ago? Oh yeah, because Angel, yes, I'm calling her out again. She called me out. She's like, don't be talking about my Honey Nut Cheerios. I know that's not her voice and she doesn't roll her neck. But don't be talking about my Honey Nut Cheerios.
Good thing.
She's like, those are good. And I'm like, yes, they taste good. But General Mills has a huge budget to make us think it's good for us. It's healthy. But when you look at the ingredients, you'll see like one of the first 2 or 3 ingredients are sugar. And the sugar just lowers our energy. So back to the raw cane sugar. They have amazingly huge marketing budgets to let us think, oh, it's raw, it must be good for us. No. There's no such thing as a good sugar for any of our bodies, no matter who you are. So that's my little piece. I'll get going on that probably another time, but I'll let Mamacita keep baking. But thank you for asking. That was an awesome question.
All right. Well, thank you. I did not know that either. Thank you.
Because the marketing people had enough money to tell you it might be okay.
It might be okay.
Not
So
okay.
thank you, Nisi, for asking that, and I miss you too. Mwah. Okay, before we go on, before I put the blender on, because you will hear it, the last ingredients that we have decided to use walnuts, and that's an option. So, but that's what we're going to do tonight. And we've also decided to use pineapple, which is fairly wet. It's it's liquidy. Michelle cut it up, and the zucchini it turns into a wonderful juicy kind of thing when you use it. So these two I'm setting aside, and after I mix our wet ingredients together, I'm going to slowly add those in, these last two, with the flour, and then we will put the walnuts in. We're not going to have raisins tonight. We're just going to use the walnuts. It's just so that you know. So whatever you choose to use, if you do the pineapple, don't wait until the end. Put it in with your wet ingredients, alternately with your dry ingredients, your flour that you've mixed. And that's just a baking, mixing kind of rule. You don't want it to get lumpy and clumpy and all that. So we're using KitchenAid, so I'm going to go ahead and lock it in, turn it on. And is there something we should know before I turn it on?
Yes, and not necessarily that you need to know, but while this is blending, I would love to see in the chats, in the comments, what are the benefits of zucchini? I know this is a very healthy, a very smart community, so I want to know at least 2, but let's push it. Give me at least 3 benefits of zucchini in the comments while the blender's going.
Okay.
All right,
We're ready. Here we go.
Here we go.
One more note before I start it, and you will see when you download your recipe, is for the first third of it, we want to put the blender on not real high, not real low, kind of in the middle till we feel that it's blended really good. And towards the end, we'll turn it up on high to really, really mix it. So here we go.
And feel free to do a little dance with me or with your blender that
And
you've
me.
got. And Mamacita.
Do the bell.
Now you will never ever have to wonder where I get my silliness from.
Oh.
Hey!
All right.
Fun. And this for about, 3 minutes. Yeah, let it go for about 3 minutes, approximately.
Oh, good. That's a good time to get a 3-minute little workout in.
Especially
little
after
shoulder dance.
COVID.
That's right. We'll do the bye-bye COVID.
Bye-bye,
COVID. I'm so happy to be back in the kitchen with my mama. Can you tell? Thank you for being here,
We are
Mamacita.
delirious. We're delirious.
All right, and I'm going to talk a little loud so I think you can hear me over the mixer. Let's see, so zucchini. First we've got Andrea Johnson says the zucchini is high in antioxidants. Very good. Yes, it is. Dr. K says fiber, antioxidants, digestion. 3 points. You went big. Yes, ma'am. Amen. Candy Perkins says can reduce blood sugar, high in antioxidants, and helps with digestion. So
Nice.
I knew this community would get it. Absolutely. Nicely done. I will also add it is loaded with vitamin C, chlorophyll, and magnesium, which definitely helps to, again, like you all said, helps with digestion. It also helps to relax our muscles. It's a great muscle relaxant. And I find it helps me sleep better when I have more magnesium in my diet. Typically in the evening is when I'll get more of it in, or try to get more of it in. Just a little hip tip. But nicely done, community. I love it. We got some smarty parties.
Okay, so we're going to stop our blender now. Give it a little whisk around the side with the wooden spoon. And I know Michelle has told me in the past, I don't know if for this it makes any difference, but I have turned to using wooden spoons for everything. In my baking, in my cooking. Not only does it not scratch your bowls, but it's just easier to clean, easier to use. It feels healthier because I guess it's wood, comes from a tree. I don't know. But I've been using the wooden spoon. Is there anything else that you...
No, that's fabulous.
Okay.
I've never baked with a wooden spoon before. I'm guessing I must have shared that with Mamacita for hot pans, anything heated, because we don't want any of our plastic utensils melting in our food while it's getting hot and on the stove. So if I'm doing spaghetti, it's with a wooden spoon. If I'm doing a saute, I actually use silicone because silicone's super high, or can handle super high heat without melting. So
Yeah.
that's
Do
what
we
I
get to put in plugs for our audience?
plugs.
A little short advertisement?
Oh, of course, share the love. Do we have some
Well-
good news to share?
Yes, my wooden
Okay.
spoons came from the Pampered Chef
Ah.
from Candace Perkins. So if you
Ah.
need anything wonderful to cook and bake with, give her a call. And she's on Facebook.
There you go. Give our candy girl some kitchen love.
I just put in the pineapple because it's wet. It's juicy. It's got the juice that we need. Then
Tastes
I'm
good.
going to
And the
put about
sweetness adds extra
yeah.
sweetness too.
about a third of the zucchini. A little bit more than that, but then I'm going to mix it again. This time, a little bit higher speed. Lock it in. Don't do like I do sometimes. Forget to lock it in. You've got stuff all
That could be a
over
fun
the
mess.
place. Yeah.
I'm sure Chloe Dog wouldn't mind. We'll let her
Yeah.
a little bit, do a little cleanup work. And so while that's going, again, I'll speak up a little bit louder so you can make sure to hear me. Candy says, thanks, Mama, for the plug. And then Cousin Marlene says, how can I get my 2-year-old to eat his zucchini? Oh, girlfriend. I
Oh.
like that question a lot because when I had a 2-year-old, she ate pretty much whatever I put in front of her. So that's one. You just give it to him. And if he sees you eating it, I'm sure he will love it. One fun way to make it is to make the zoodles. So it's like, looks like the noodles. And I know little kids love to play with anything that's like bouncy or stringy. So zoodles would be awesome to make for the baby boy. I've got actually 2 videos on zoodles on my YouTube channel. If you go to YouTube and then look for Michelle Fox Love, I'll be right there. And my sister Andrea is in one of those zoodle videos, so that's really fun. So check out the YouTube on the zoodles. And then another fun way, I kind of sneak it in there, close your ears, Angel, is spaghetti sauce. I typically, whenever I make spaghetti, I break the zucchini in my food processor really small, and I just put it in with the spaghetti sauce, and no one's the wiser. And I guess they know now because they see me do it. But in the beginning, they had no idea that I was loading zucchini into their spaghetti sauce. So those are 2 tips that I hope are helpful for baby boy, because we want him loving his veggies now, so it only gets better as he gets older.
Okay. I'm gonna stop it now. I realized that was a lot. So, as you will see again, when you get our little recipe, we want to do a third and a third and a third. So now we have all of our little juicy wet ingredients mixed up. So I'm going to do about a third of the flour as we go. I'm not quite sure how to do this the best way.
Do you want to hold it?
Maybe,
quickly?
would you please?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm just gonna move it over just a little bit. Well,
Like you want the blender to be moved over or just the bowl?
just so I don't get flour all over your counter.
Oh, feel free. Make a mess. That's one great thing about culinary nutrition, that nothing needs to be perfect or clean or amazing. It just has to be healthy and hopefully taste really good, which I think we're on our way for really delicious over here.
Yes.
All right, actually, before you start, do you mind if I
Sure.
straighten it out just so that
Oh.
it doesn't go flying off?
Please do.
Okay.
That would not be good. That would not be good.
Yeah, I don't think we would.
Then I would never
want
be
that part.
invited back again.
You are always welcome here. All right.
Okay,
Now
here we
we're
go.
in business.
Now we can go. Okay, see what I said? Start slow.
That's what's fun about being live. You just never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's gonna be
Good thing we're not
delicious.
getting paid for this.
Oh, good. I'm glad she's not invoicing me for this one. We have witnesses. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Do we have any questions at this point while we're doing the third, a third, and a third? All right. So, cousin says, nice, great tips. I'll let you know how it goes. Please do.
Yeah.
And anytime you want to send me pictures of that cute baby of yours, oh my gosh. In
I-
fact, if you'd be willing to post them in the comments here, just so we can share the beauty of your baby boy with our community, I would love that. He just makes me chuckle every time I see that cuteness.
Yes. Okay, that's about 2 minutes.
Yes, I like it.
That's
That
about 2
works.
minutes. Now we're going to put another third of the zucchini in.
And I think the recipe calls for 1 large zucchini, and when I was shopping, I only could find small, so I grated 2 small zucchini in my food processor. If you don't have a food processor, no worries. You can just take a regular, like, old-fashioned grater, like this that we have, and you would just grate it like you're. I was gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna say it like cheese, but I don't eat cheese, so we're just gonna grate it the old-fashioned way. You know what I'm trying to say. I'm gonna put that to the side now, and just bite my tongue. So, yes,
Are we ready?
we're ready.
And if you notice, I didn't follow my own instructions, but I know that this works. I went ahead and put the second third of the zucchini and then the second third of the flour, but I didn't mix in between each time, and it's okay because it's not that much. So we're just going to mix them both together. And we'll do that at the end as well. Okay, there we go.
And I know the people in this house are going to eat it pretty much no matter how it turns out, so it is all good.
Yeah.
Do we have any questions about whether it's zucchini bread, if it's about culinary nutrition, if it's about how much I love my mother, if it's about the weather in Denver? I would love to hear it. Let me see. Your girl Dixie Dar is on watching.
Hi, Yay!
And Julie on the East Coast. So great to see you, girlfriend. Thank you for being here. All right. Just a few more moments.
Yeah.
It smells so good. For those of you who are baking, I imagine you can still smell the cinnamon wafting. And for those of you who are not baking yet, but you're going to bake it a little bit later, you can be smelling that cinnamon wafting. And maybe you can even smell it through the screen.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's the next upgrade of technology, where we can smell the cooking shows.
Yes.
Okay? And we want to make this so good that every time you see this, you can smell it because you've tasted it and you know what it's going to be.
There you go. Yeah. My teacher in nutrition school, she calls it smell-o-vision. She's like, I wish we had smell-o-vision. And I always agree. I'm like, yes, I like that. Smell-o-vision.
Okay, now at this point, I'm going to go ahead and do the side swiping of the bowl again, just to make sure, because things kind of get away. They like to hide down there.
Getting all the sides, all the goodies.
Then, voila, here goes everything, the rest of it, the rest of the zucchini. I did have a note about the zucchini.
Yes.
Always when you make this recipe, do not shred your zucchini more than maybe 1 or 2 hours ahead of time, because it is very moist. It's a vegetable that retains water. And if you do it the night before, even if you cover it tight, put it in the refrigerator, it's gonna dry out. It won't be the same. And you need that for the consistency of the bread. So make sure you do that as fresh as you can.
And I noticed Rhonda had a question about, do I need to prep my pan? And the answer is yes. If you are at that step already, awesome sauce. I can tell you that I am using a glass container this time, and I used an avocado spray. You're welcome to keep going if you want. I can talk over it.
Oh,
Unless you
okay.
have more to say.
no,
Okay.
I'm good.
This avocado oil spray I just found at Sprouts, but I imagine it's at all the stores. And I just sprayed it so that it will be easy to slice and or take it out and then slice. I'll let Mom talk about the other options of how to prepare a pan.
Do you have the pan that only came in?
I do in the other room.
That's okay. Doesn't matter.
All right.
I use the baker's pan. It's just called the baker's pan. It's a dark gray, and it's 9 by 12 by 5, I believe. And it makes 2 loaves, so they're loaf pans. Or you can use the glass pan like Michelle has, or, and this is a wonderful thing, once you get all this done, and you have a bundt pan, if you just go ahead and spray that with a healthy oil and put in the entire batter in that, your cooking time goes down by about 3/4 of the time, and it comes out a little bit lighter because it's in that bundt pan, it holds the heat, and that's a great way to do it. And it's still zucchini bread. It's the same recipe. So yeah.
Yum. Nice. Thank you. All right. I think I saw a Reverend Julie Boyd. Lots of hearts, balloons, kisses. She also says, good for you. I'm guessing it's on, we'll just guess you're talking about the yummy, delicious, healthy zucchini, right?
Yes. That's
There
what
you
it
go.
is. And I'm sending you some too, as well. Already made.
I love it.
All right.
You heard it here. We might be, this might be the start to Sheila Baker Johnson's Bakery.
Television
I'll
bakery.
sign up. I'll
With
definitely
commercials.
sign up. With commercials. Oh, good. Does that mean money is coming in now? Like, yeah. Okay, we will manifest that. I will not say no.
Well, here comes my favorite part. The little girl in me loves the vroom. So I'm going to stop our mixer. Release it. Scrape the sides again. Make sure we get everything. Put in the final ingredient, which is our walnuts. We've chosen walnuts tonight.
Walnuts, I can't resist to jump in. If you look at a walnut, you'll see it looks like a brain. So, Doctrine of Signatures talks about how different foods match up with the different parts of their bodies, our bodies at the heel. So like avocado, the womb, the walnuts are awesome oils for our brain.
Very nice. You know that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wait, may I get the flour off of your lip?
No.
No, you want the flour? Okay, that's why I asked. So you got a little flour on the lip. Like I said, we have fun in the kitchen. It's all good. Adorable.
If I didn't know the audience, I would be so embarrassed right now. But I know
No need to
you.
be embarrassed.
Okay, here comes my favorite part. I'm going to start it off slow, and then it's gonna go vroom for just a few minutes. Yeah, you need to move out of the way. Okay, maybe even the audience needs to move back a little bit. Here with the live audience.
Yes! It's brewing! And the baker is happy.
Let's do this a little bit, and that's 5 pounds off those COVID hits. Yeah.
Oh, we're talking about COVID weight loss. Okay. Awesome. Thank you for that.
Yoga. Okay.
And I love how it's fluffing up.
Yeah.
Like, do you think that's the science of the soda and the powder, baking soda and the baking powder, and or the sour cream? Like,
I think it's the sour cream and eggs.
that would make sense.
Yeah, eggs. Anytime you eat them for a long time, they just kind of fluff up. So I think it's the eggs and the sour cream.
Nice, okay. Because yeah, this is new to me. Normally when I bake, it seems a little flat. So now I'm learning some secrets. This is amazing. It's like raising. This is gonna be some good bread.
Voila. Okay. There we go. And then you are going to have to kind of dip it through there just to get the zucchinis out of there. And we are done. Michelle has provided a really nice little bowl of water for my hands and stuff, so just to save a little bit of time, I'm going to release this and stick it in here so it doesn't make a mess all over your counter.
Okay.
Okay. We're ready to pour.
Oh, here we go. Pouring the zucchini magic, zucchini bread magic.
Okay. Michelle, do you have 2 of these? This is enough for 2.
Oh, good to know. Okay, so I do not, but
Okay.
maybe we do 1 batch for now and then save the rest for after the workshop's over. Will that work?
Sure, that'll work. That'll work. Okay.
Awesome. So again, I chose to use a glass pan and I sprayed it with avocado oil first. You can also use the, is it tin? Is it called tin, aluminum?
The loaf.
Loaf
Yeah,
pans.
they come in aluminum, and there's another metal I'm thinking that's great for baking. It's not aluminum. It's something else. It's that dark gray. Okay.
Good, because
That's
as soon as
about-
aluminum came out of my mouth, I wanted to, again, bite my tongue
Yeah.
because that's a chemical that can contribute to Alzheimer's. So we do not want aluminum.
And it has contributed to Alzheimer's.
Oh.
I didn't know that.
Well,
My
there you go.
mother didn't know that when I was growing up, but I caught it in time. So okay, and not making fun of it because that's a serious disease. But we use glass and we use other things other than aluminum. Okay.
Awesome. And so, just so we can show, it looks like you filled it up about halfway? Because I
Yeah.
imagine it's going to raise while it's
It's gonna
baking,
rise.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I'm going to put it in the oven. Which, again, what temperature did you want the oven?
325
Okay.
for an hour. What did I say? About an hour and a half. And this is another wonderful tip that I got from a friend many years ago. Whatever you're baking, cookies, bread, anything I think other than meat, if you will reduce your temperature, your Fahrenheit temperature, by 25 degrees and then add 15 to 30 minutes on at the end of your bake time, it is wonderful. It stays moist, it stays fluffy, and usually you won't burn the bottom of your pan, but it's a slower cook. So that's what we did, because the recipe that I originally started using calls for 350 for about an hour, and it works, but it's a little bit dry. So just a hint.
No, that's helpful. I didn't know that. And, beautiful assistant, would you mind setting your timer on your phone for, is it an hour? Or hour 15, I think you said.
Yeah, hour 15.
Okay, for 1 hour and 15 minutes, so we'll know when that's ready. And then Lee is asking, is a stoneware pan good?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a
Well, there you go.
great alternative. Yes.
And make sure you want to spray it first as well, though, right?
Yes.
So again, the healthy fats, and for the spray bottom, the olive oil actually would be fine because it's so little, you're not going to taste it. So olive oil would be great. A ghee oil spray if you have it, or even just ghee, spreading it around itself. Full fat butter is actually great for our brains as well, for those of us who can manage dairy products, which I cannot. And then, like I said, I use the avocado oil to spray it. So let's see if there are any more questions before we go to the fun part, at least for me. Let's see. Oh, Julie said, it's all the love that was added that makes it fluffy. You were so poetic, and I love that.
Thank
Clearly,
you.
you know my mother. There you go.
You are an epitome of that. So all of your food is filled with love, and you know that.
And then your boyfriend Roberto says, Mama!
Woo! Daddy! Are you vaccinated? I'm coming
She's
over.
ready for you. All right. And then Rhonda said, I was thinking to use the other half for muffins. I think that's a brilliant idea.
Yes, I've done that. Thank you, Rhonda. Instead of using all of this, I have a 12 little muffin pan, one big long one, and then two short ones, 6 and 6, and you can just divide it in there. I usually will add 1/2 of a teaspoon of oil into the muffin pan before I put the batter in,
Oh,
just to make sure it doesn't stick.
that's really good to know. Okay.
Yeah.
And then also the great thing about muffins is easy storage. You can put them in these Ziploc bags, put them in the freezer, and then you can kind of dole them out throughout the week. Or if you have better willpower than I do, throughout the month. And then when you want something sweet, you can go grab it. So yeah, awesome suggestion. Thank you for that.
Yay, that was a good one.
Let's see. And Roberto says he is vaxxed, so he's
Okay.
coming for you.
All right, get ready.
Well, actually, before I turn this off completely, do we have any other questions before we start to wind down? Let's see. Rhonda says, thanks, and yum ola. Love that. Well, so now we get to the fun. Well, it's all been fun, but really fun part. Dun, 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 dun. Look what the baking fairies brought us.
What happened? That was
Like that, a whole hour and 15 minutes.
Was that in the microwave? Wow.
Oh, the microwave, that's a whole nother conversation.
Oh,
Don't get me
I'm
going.
sorry. That was a
We do not want to
no-no.
be using microwaves.
That was a no-no. Okay, yes, no microwave. But the fairies bought it. Believe me, the fairies bought it.
Our zucchini bread berries, yay! So if our, I was going to say peanut gallery, so I guess I just said it. If our peanut gallery wants to come over and say hi to the community while we
Please
slice
do.
up the bread, I would
Please
love for you to
do.
come over and enjoy so that I'm not eating zucchini bread by myself. Because you know that I will. And I will have zero shame about it because this is the good stuff. So for me, I'm just slicing it. And I know I just took over because you can see I want it. Do you want to slice it? This is your...
No, I don't know anything about slicing. I don't.
Sorry. This is how it goes down with Mamacita's gluten-free zucchini bread. I told you it's magical, so I don't have a lot of willpower or self-control. So I'm going to slice up one slice, but you got to come to the side if you want a piece. All right. We've got one no from Angel Face, so
No,
sorry.
come on,
Just have to see her next
granddaughter.
time.
I had an
And
amazing day with her. Come on.
I hear a giggle from my favorite sister. So come on over, favorite sister. Come say hello and enjoy some gluten-free zucchini bread with us.
Yeah.
And for those who are just joining, this is my sister, Andrea.
So good to see you guys.
Yum.
This is delicious.
And here's a slice of for you, Mamacita. Oh, no, you got to stay with us. Come here. We'll make space for you at the counter, Andrea.
Oh my goodness.
And then Steve Cakes, would you like a slice? You have to come to this side.
Come over here.
I would love to see your gorgeous face on screen. Yay. And there's space for you over here, Andrea.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I really
Yeah.
All right, there's space for you over here, lover. Here you go, Mamacita.
Thank you.
You
Are
can
you
stay on
sure,
your space,
Angel?
Mom. And
Come
then,
on. Oh, come on.
so this is my husband,
She's coming.
Steve, for those of you all who haven't met him. Hello, honey.
Hello.
And also, for those of you who may have missed the earlier part, if you want this recipe, it's only going to be up on the blog until Saturday, because this is your special gift for showing up live, which we're so grateful to have you here. So you just go to michellefox.com/mom, M-O-M. So print it, save it to your hard drives, do what you need so you can make it over and over and over again. I hope you are going to love it as much as we are. Well, I'm about to love it. Looks like my family's already loving it. So I'm going to stop talking for a minute so I can stuff some in my face. I can't see you, Andrea. How interesting is that? Come on over, Andrea.
I was keeping Angel company.
Oh my gosh.
This is good.
Mom, you did it again.
Yay!
Good job.
Yes.
Thank you, thank you.
This was so
So-
much fun.
It really was. So I hope you all get the opportunity to have some of this delicious bread in your kitchen. I would also love to see you back here. We're going to be on Facebook Live every second Wednesday, every fourth Wednesday of the month, 6:30 p.m. Mountain. I'm thinking the next one we're going to be talking about fermented veggies. I've got a few ideas about that, but I'll keep you posted. Go to michellefox.com/events and you'll see where to be and when. And then also a really fun event is I'll be back with AARP on Thursday, June 3rd. And we'll be making a crispy, gluten-free orange sesame chicken over a bowl of cauliflower rice. So it's going to be fun and it's going to be delicious. So go to the events page, sign up, register. It's all free. And just come have some fun. Thank you so much for being here with us. We will see you on the other side.
Namaste.
See you guys.